Like the video if you ever touched grass. Hello everyone and welcome to the video. Today I'm going to be talking about someone who's literally offended by everything. And no, I'm not exaggerating at all. Not even inside the slightest bit. This guy, literally, you can't say anything around. Like, this is more sensitive than Minecraft Twitter. And those people get offended over anything. So I'm going to go ahead and say we're not breaking, but shattering new levels of straight cringe and being offended. So this Twitter user constructed a long list of words that you actually cannot say at all because you're either ableist, racist, homophobic, or whatever you are, you're it if you say any of these words. And we're going to be starting off with the worst one in my opinion, and that's not being able to tell someone to touch grass. And you might be asking, hey, why can't I tell my friend to touch grass? Well, I'm going to be showing you what this person actually said and their explanation of why you cannot say this term because it's apparently ableist. This phrase is used to simply imply that someone has lost touch with reality and just needs to go outside. This is ableist because there are many people who physically cannot go outside, and there are people who have lost touch with reality, but this doesn't mean they don't deserve respect. Now, of course, just because you tell someone to go and touch grass does not mean you don't respect them. Now, most of the time you don't respect them, but it does not specifically mean that. There are a ton of people who can't go outside, but at the same time, most people can go outside and they choose not to. But you're not really insulting someone for not going outside, because even though the insult basically says, hey, go outside, it's not literally telling you to go outside. It's basically telling you to stop being so cringe. It's telling you to take a break, maybe get off the game, maybe cool off, maybe get off Twitter and go and actually talk to people in real life, because it's obvious that you have lost touch with reality. And of course, there are people who have actually lost touch with reality, but I know a couple people who really do need to touch grass, because not only have they lost touch with reality, but they just haven't gone outside. And it's obviously mostly a joke insult, like they're not literally telling you to go outside, so I don't understand why you wouldn't be able to say that or how it's ableist. That just doesn't make much sense. Now, next we have insane and crazy. There's actually a ton of people who believe you shouldn't call someone crazy or insane. Now, me personally, I don't care. It's an insult. Insults are not meant to be nice. They're supposed to hurt your feelings. Usually when somebody is called crazy, they're not actually legitimately crazy, like mental institution crazy. They just did something that was sort of craziest / just out of the ordinary. So I wouldn't say it was ableist. Next is stupid idiot. Now, a ton of these words that he's actually telling you not to say are just insults. Like, when someone says stupid idiot, they're just insulting you. They're not actually saying that you have a lack of intelligence. Most of the time you actually do have a lack of intelligence, but sometimes they're just saying something that you did was just idiotic or stupid. Also, if nobody can say stupid or idiot, then what would people call you? Next, he actually says that we can't say lazy. And the way they actually justify this is by saying this term disproportionately used against ADHD people and discounts the fact that many have executive dysfunction. If the task will not result in dopamine, the brain does not want to do the task. It's not laziness, it's a chemical imbalance. Now, there are a ton of lazy people. I feel like you should be able to call them lazy. If they don't have ADHD, call them lazy. If they do have ADHD, then they're probably not lazy. They're mainly focused on things that they actually want to do. So I wouldn't call them lazy because they're just not lazy. And if you do call them lazy, I wouldn't say it was ableist. I would say that you're just not using the term correctly. Like, people on Twitter use this term ableist so much, you can't say anything. Like, what? Like, you can't say anything without being called homophobic or ableist or any of these types of things when you're not trying to be that at all. Now, next, we can't say mentally 4 years old or any sort of like mentally your child, etc. And basically the reasoning is this rhetoric has been used to infantize those with developmental delays and allow converships of grown adults. Development delays do not negate age. A 30-year-old is a 30-year-old and is an adult no matter what development delays they may have. Now, you can say that people are acting like a 4-year-old or are mentally acting like a 4-year-old because just like you're literally mentally acting like a 4-year-old. You're saying no one can say anything because it's mean or you don't like it, and you're trying to basically force your beliefs on everybody else by trying to explain why people can't say things like go touch grass just because it's mean or something along those lines. And of course, a 30-year-old is a 30-year-old. It's just that a 30-year-old can act like a 3-year-old. Like, it doesn't matter what age you are, you can still act like a 3-year-old or a 4-year-old. Anyways, that's pretty much all I actually have to say, telling you why you can't say go touch grass anymore, call someone lazy, or say dumb or idiot, because this one person on Twitter thinks that it's mean and people shouldn't say it. Now, while I'm ending this video, click one of these videos on the screen because they're good and you'll probably enjoy those if you like this one. Anyways, peace.